Hello, everyone. Charlene here, and today I'm talking about the power of story and how you can use it in your next live stream. Is it appropriate to do that on LinkedIn? And what kind of stories should you tell? So let's get started. Hi, I am Charlene Tessier, founder of Strength in Numbers, and I'm helping you to attract motivated prospects to your business using LinkedIn and live streaming. And unfortunately, today I don't have my banner. Something is kind of going on with my um, StreamYard account. There's something wrong with my overlay, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Some technical issues today, which happens, of course, even if you're going to go live. This is one of the things that happens when you go live is that technical things happen, and hey, you got to either roll with it or just sort of adapt as you go along. Well, today I'm talking to you about the power of story. And is it appropriate to use story? Well, in a lot of social media where there's live streaming like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, um, there is generally a lot of people mixing in story, but on LinkedIn, you often don't see it that much. And the reason is people feel that because LinkedIn is this professional platform, it's not appropriate to tell stories. That's actually untrue. We tell stories when we're in our workplace all the time. But unlike maybe Facebook or Instagram, where you can just pop in and tell any kind of personal story, you should consider a little bit more about whether or not the story you're planning to tell is appropriate and if it's work safe appropriate. If you would tell it in the office to your coworkers and that's appropriate to share, then it's probably, pardon me, appropriate for LinkedIn. So, what kind of stories can we tell, and why is it important that stories are used in LinkedIn? There's a few other reasons that LinkedIn is amazing in that there is a lot of information that's being shared and told in kind of a very fact-based way. It is not all that interesting. They'll usually share lessons or tips or even some step-by-steps and how to, and this can be very, very dry. Story can help you to incorporate those lessons into it in a more interesting and exciting way. It also lends itself to be a lot more engaging and easy for your audience to share your stories. So, what kind of stories can you use? And they don't have to only be testimonials from your clients or your personal journey story. They could be essentially personal stories in your life that are appropriate, of course, that teach back to a lesson. And one of the stories I often tell, and I've shared this in my live streams before, is I share about how Batman Syndicate TV show as a child that I used to watch can actually help you to increase your views and engagement on LinkedIn. And you might be wondering, what on earth does a Batman like 60s, 70s Syndicate TV show have to do with it? Well, the lesson and how I always teach this is I start back with what is the tip or lesson I want to share in my live stream, my post, my article. And in this case, I wanted to share with you all. Sorry, I'm very tired for some reason. I wanted to share with you all um, why it's important to essentially schedule a live stream, have a regular weekly show, same day, same time. And in this Batman Syndicate show, what they always spun up at the very end was come back at the same time, same bat channel, because people need to know when you're going to be on. And that will help you build up your viewership and engagement with your audience because they'll know when you'll be live. And that story about Batman was something that kind of came out of thinking about that lesson, using some random keyword generators to help sort of trigger different ideas and just jotting down all kinds of just stories, any kind of stories that come up from the random keyword generator. And you will be surprised often how easy it is to pair and match them. Bit of a sore throat today. Sorry, guys. So that is how you can start to use some very simple story, and it doesn't need to be complex. Hero's journey is amazing, but it can be very, very simple. A story can actually just consist of the following: the sort of first sentence or the introduction. It can then have the obstacle or the challenge that somebody has to face. Then it will have sort of this called point of no return, and that's where essentially they realize they have to make a decision. A decision has to it's like the obstacle, and it makes them decide, okay, at this point of no return, something here makes them say, I've gone past this point. I'm gonna have to either do this or this. I can't go back in time and change my mind. Then decision has been made, right? And that's kind of the end of the story. So it's a very simple story framework. It doesn't require, it is still similar to Hero's Journey, but you don't need to have the guide and the mentor. It really is just, what's the challenge? What's the obstacle that somebody faces? What's the point of no return where something has to change, a transformation needs to occur? And then what transformation occurs and what's kind of the lesson learned. And you'd be surprised, a very simple story like that can, in fact, make it a lot more engaging for you. So we can add a story to our live streams all by simply thinking about what is the lesson we want and pairing that with something a little bit more interesting. Now, if you have questions about LinkedIn live streaming, please put a comment down below. Sorry, today things are, I don't know why, I feel off. I don't feel very good. And I don't know. I'm really missing my banner here, and it's putting me off for some reason. And sometimes that's just how it is. But that's today's live stream. If you have any questions about LinkedIn live streaming, I'm Charlene Tessier. I'm going to see you all next week.